And who do we have the pleasure of speaking with this morning?
Luna Maddox.
Ms. Luna, can you give us a little background on yourself, where you grew up, how you grew up?
I grew up in a small town, Bunker, Missouri. Population 198. It's really small. Like, my class was the size of 9. So, I grew up with my adopted mom. My birth mother gave up rights on me when I was 6 days old. I didn't know my real dad. I grew up it was just me and her. At 15, I started work at the Logwoods. I was a buck-up man, making $100 a day, struggling with that in school because I wanted to help my adopted mom. See, my adopted mom was 60 when she adopted me, so she had to go back to work. And so to help her, I wanted to help and pitch in because, like, growing up, I didn't have new clothes, new toys. I didn't ask for anything because honestly, we barely made it. But that didn't stop my adopted mom from smiling and making us supper and, like, showing me, like, I'm 30 years old, just turned 30 July 8th, and showed me what humanity is. Like, I'm a very kind-hearted person. My heart is on my sleeve, yes. Like, and it doesn't matter if I hold that empty bag at the end. As long as, like, you're moving forward, I see that light in everybody. And I want to show everybody that they are enough, because they are. So at 15, I started working, juggling that in school. Bunker, there isn't really much to do. There's either Logwoods or you can get a job at the nursing home outside of town, which is like 45 minutes away. Like, there really isn't much to do. So at 17, I graduated high school I was a valedictorian in my class, over a 4.0 grade point average. I got accepted into 12 different colleges. But I signed up for the Navy. I did 3.5 years of the Navy as a medic. I was a nurse. I obtained my CNA license actually in school, and then I became an LPN, and then now I'm an RN. I love helping people. So during that mix, I met my husband, my ex-husband, and he was my first everything. First hand to hold, first kiss, first everything. Long story short about that, 12 years of marriage, down the drain. He abused me every day. He showed me I wasn't enough, even though I paid the bills, I done everything my husband wanted me to. And more. I was literally the perfect housewife. Kids, I have, altogether, 7 kids. That's me, myself, and I, 7 kids. 4 years ago, though, I stood up for myself. There is no excuse for abuse. And I didn't know he had life insurance on me. He padlocked me in our trailer and set it on fire and took away my kids. Now, at this time, my adopted mom died 8 years ago. That was my best friend. And I never was alone. I always had my kids, so I was always a mom and a wife. So 4 years ago was the start of me learning me. And he took my kids and ran. So for the last 4 years now, I've been homeless. Every time I gain something, it feels like I'm losing everything in the end. So I'm out here actually just trying to make it, and I want that house, that family for my babies. So, like, it's the not giving up point that, like, I go through almost every day that I'm struggling with. Like, I can't give up, but, like, there is people out there, like, just because you're homeless don't mean that you're a bad person, that you deserve it, or you do drugs, or whatever. Like, I don't steal from people, I don't lie, and I'm still holding on to that humanity, even though it's hard. So that's what I've been doing.
How did you get from Bunker to St. Louis? How did you end up in St. Louis?
What's funny about that is I've never been to St. Louis besides Children's Hospital. And one of my old friends that me and my husband used to hang out with went to Bunker. And he picked me up and he's like, hey, I want to show you my home and my new girl. Like, to show you, I was just like you, sleeping on everybody's couches and thinking, when is this going to end? And then I hit that that turning point. I want to show you what you can do. So I'm like, okay. Well, I'm honest about what I do. I do ice, my meth. So like, I met this girl. She seemed nice. And then we was smoking. We was getting high. Some people shouldn't do drugs. She got paranoid and videotaped me doing drugs and sent it to my baby daddy. Automatically, I lost my kids. And I can leave anytime I want. That's one kind of good thing about homelessness. You can go anywhere. So, but like I met a couple people here that I developed my family very quickly. So like that's how I came to St. Louis. I kind of got like, we got into it, we got in a fight, then bam, that night I'm walking the streets of St. Louis by myself. Was I scared? Fuck yeah. Yeah, I was scared. We don't have prostitution like where I live. We don't have homeless people. So like coming here, it was a whole new ball game because there's ambulances in the middle of the night, fire trucks, like all of that. And hey baby, do you need a ride? Stuff like that. And it's scary because like during this midst of, I've been here for a year and a half, and I like it for the most part because it has more resources. But on the second part, I'm a woman on these streets. It's hard. So yeah, that's how I became in St. Louis.
Who introduced you to the toxic substances? What age was your introduction into the toxic substances per se?
So at first I was 15 and I met my birth mom for the first time, and it was on my birthday, and she blew smoke up my ass actually. Oh, we're going to have like mom and daughter day, everything's going to be great. So excited. And then she took me to this house. She's like, baby girl, I need you to go in and get this bag and come back out. I did. I went on the other side of the cider and just locked the door. My birth mother traded me, sold me for drugs. Nobody could find me for 6 months afterwards. Now, I'm telling you this, the person that bought me, he didn't touch me. He showed me the ropes about things actually I use now, but people, like, by their actions, you could tell what they're going to do before they even do it. And that survival kind of thing. And I actually still talk to him today. But I didn't ever do drugs. I packed, like I was a mule. But then when my adopted mom died, 2 days before that, my son died. And I buried both of them on my birthday, and I broke. My husband wasn't there for me. I had no one. And the fact that, like, I was trying to wrap my mind around, I just lost my baby and my best friend. Like, I lost my mom. It killed me. So my husband comes in. We was living in Salem at the time. And that's when I started smoking. And it numbed everything. It took everything away. So I quit for like 5 years after that. I did it for like a week and we was done. So I didn't do it for 5 years. So when I'm looking at my home burned down to the ground, and the fact that my husband just took off with my kids and just everything, I started up again. Just to numb that emotion, because I didn't have anybody after the fire. I didn't have anybody, hey Luna, are you okay? Do you need anything? No, I had, well, you stupid bitch, you should not went back. I had all that. So meth actually, saved me, because I didn't feel anything. So I continued it, and there is actually people out there that do drugs that are bad people, like are wrong. They'll steal from people. They'll jeopardize somebody's life and stuff like that. Me, I stay to myself. I work for my money every day. I do a try. Yes, I do smoke, but I don't hurt anybody by it. But it's not like anybody's cushioning those emotions when I feel them. So that's when I started.
What would be some advice you can give a young girl or any young person that is going through or has been through what you've been through at a younger age, and what kind of advice could you give them to kind of steer them clear of leaning on the toxic substances and trying to seek help or some type of comfort or some type of support from something other than the toxic substance?
Well, honestly, they'll think the same thing I do. Like going to a psych, going to a therapist, they get paid. They don't really care. They get paid. Find someone, or find your grounding. Like mine's drawing and writing. I do it every day. It's like when the emotions are getting the best of me, I concentrate on my drawings. I concentrate on my writing. Because honestly, you've got to accept that you got you. Nobody else has you. And that's the cold hard truth. Nobody got you. Nobody cares unless they get something at the end. I don't care if you've been best friends for 10 years, 15 years, whatever. Nobody wants a pity party. And that's it. What I'll tell them, my advice is boss up or back down. Don't talk about it, be about it. You don't talk saying, I'm going to do this, go show that. And don't say, I'm going to prove everybody wrong, I'm going to prove, everybody right or whatever. Prove to yourself that you're not going to give up. You're a fighter. Because when I look back at everything I've been through, I've been through rape, I've been through abuse, I've been through my mom not wanting me, I wasn't enough, or even my husband, even though I tried my hardest. And like even today, I'm looking back and you know what, like I made that money already this morning. I made $30 this morning. I got me food. I got me all this. I got me a pack of cigarettes. I did it myself. And that accomplishment feels really good. It might be small, like food, like water, whatever, but you did it yourself and you'll appreciate it more. Don't give up, because if you give up, then all these stuff that you've been through, you're still standing. So my advice is boss up or back down. So you're either going to boss up and do it, or you're going to back down like everybody thinks you will.
And looking back, if you could go back in time knowing what you know today and talk to a young Miss Luna, what would you tell her?
Just keep on doing what you're doing. Because, see, my thing is, I'll ask people, if you could change one thing in your past, one thing, what would it be? And everybody's like, oh, I would change the abuse, I would, leave. But I'm here to tell you, unfortunately, then you wouldn't be the person that you are today. And yes, it does hurt. There is pain. There is struggles. You're always going to think, why? But you know what? I would rather gain everything myself and work hard for what I got than have somebody give it to me. So I would tell the younger person, the younger Luna, you got this. And that's the thing, you can't give up hope in yourself. You can have days where you're like, I'm not going to do anything, and that's okay, and that's actually healthy, because if you are so consumed about moving forward and going, then you're going to forget the one thing that actually is the big lesson, and that's learning yourself. So like me, I've never been to the mall, I've never been to the zoo, I've never done me, so I'm taking this time also to learn me. Like, I've never had Sonic or Subway. I had Subway the other day for the first time. I'm like, oh my god, this is delicious. So appreciate the little things, enjoy the little things, because once you get your life in order, because I know you will, it's back to being a mom, it's back to being, and I'm not saying that you won't have fun, but you need to concentrate on you, because you've never had that opportunity. So my advice to everybody is just do you, boo-boo. Nobody else is going to.
And in closing, Miss Luna, we appreciate you spending time with us and sharing with us this morning. If there's anything you want to say that you haven't said, any closing advice, wisdom, knowledge you want to share in closing, now's the time you can do it.
My thing is, don't get out your comfort zone. Because if you're always going to do something that you're comfortable with, you're never going to know what if I do this. My advice actually is, if you can hug your kids one more time, do it. If you have that chance to play with them, do it. Because anybody can work. Anybody can, stay busy or whatever. They're only babies only so long. And I hate that I've missed 4 years. My youngest baby was 11 months old, and my son was 5, and my son knew me. I was mom and dad both, and it kills me not being with them. But then, the last time I seen them, I was playing with Legos with them. For the first time, I sat down and just played. And Jack looks at me, he's like, "Mommy, I love the new mommy," because I'd stand up for myself now, like I got me. And he loves that. My advice is never do something that you're going to regret. Because me, I regret not spending so much time with my adopted mom, hugging her more, and just being that family. I'm learning things I should have learned a long time ago. But now that I am, if you don't feel comfortable in doing something, stand up for yourself, even if you're standing up alone. So my thing is, like I said, boss up or back down.
We appreciate you, Miss Lona, and thank you very much. We wish you all the best.